Okay, some of the tools we'd like to talk about for window tint. If you're going to tint, you have to be equipped. Like a good mechanic, you have to have good tools. First thing, if you're going to tint, you have to be able to see. A lot of tinners will run a little 12-inch light or no light at all. This is actually an LED light, rechargeable. I'm strictly a mobile tinner. I never know where I'm going to be or what type of outlets I'll have. So a cordless rechargeable works good for me. If you work in a shop, Matco carries a 3-foot fluorescent light that is a 30-watt. Fluorescent light is going to give you 180 degrees off, where the LEDs are more directional. So actually, if you're for window tint, I stick with a 30-watt fluorescent bulb. Through Matco, you can buy those online. They run about $167 last time I checked. Worth every dime. That one will light up most of the back window, but for cutting stripe, you can hold it across the windshield and cut a stripe yourself without having somebody hold the light for you. Alpha knives, they make a number of different styles. The Alpha Silver here, they also have an auto lock. You always want to use stainless steel blades. As long as your knife is sharp, you will not scratch glass. Carbon blades will scratch glass. I always keep 2 or 3 of these in stock. Eventually you will lose one. It's always good to have a replacement. Primary tools I use. Number 1, my basic pouch here. It is a 67-cent special. You can get them at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. What's nice about them is they're white. You can actually see inside better, so you don't cut your hands on your razor blades. Eventually they do get cut up. I've had this one for a few months. It's starting to deteriorate a little bit. But for the price, you can buy 4 or 5 of them. A good tinner's pouch might be $10, $15, but they're black and you can actually see inside as well if you're in a dim shop. For primary tools, I carry my Alpha knife. I also carry about a 6-inch squeegee. I like the longer one because you can actually get further down into the back windows. A lot of people have a hard time because glass is curved and you're only hitting a certain spot of it. When I hold my squeegee and squeegee the windows, with my thumb I can accommodate the curvature to make sure I'm getting all the water out. If I have 2 little opera windows, I also have a small yellow squeegee. You have tight little windows to get into. It works great when the big ones don't fit. Hard card can use for heat shrinking. I also put my chamois over that for getting water out of the dots. Like the other squeegees, they come in different color stiffness. Yellow is pretty medium stiff. It's not so stiff it won't accommodate the curvature of the window. You can still flex it on your thumb and it works quite well. The chamois is good for wiping off the outside of the vehicle prior to putting the film on it. If there's dirt or debris on the car, as you squeegee the film, you can scratch it. You can wipe off the inside of the window just before you go to hang the film to get any dust off from around the window edges. And as I mentioned, I can put my chamois over it and I tack out the top edge of my window with it. The chamois can get a little dirty, it won't scratch the glass. A hard card that's not very clean will scratch the glass. Whenever I run my hard card over the windows, I always keep it covered. Lint-free towels, a lot of people invest into those. They're expensive, you go through a lot of them. Other towels, paper towels, they tend to leave lint. And even the lint-free towels, they're expensive, you have to wash them. Chamois about last forever, you can just rinse them out. The Platinum Grade tool, this thing is wonderful. Your flip line marks, it's very good for pulling the gasket back on the window to tuck in the bottom edge. It's pretty much a wonder tool for getting into the tight areas. That I also keep primarily in my pouch. For cleaning the windows, we have our standard little razor blade holder. This one has a little release on it, so you can change blades quickly. This is made out of hard plastic. You can pick them up at Walmart's, hardware stores. The little release button locks the blade firmly in place. And being of hard plastic, you get a lot more pressure for removing the child safety lock stickers, security stickers, serious stickers that you find on windows. Gives you a little bit more leverage to work on. That'll also keep primarily in my pouch. Tape measure. A lot of times you need to know whether the back window is going to be a 24, 36, 20 inch. Also for measuring your stripes. They make metal ones, you don't risk of scratching the paint on a car. This one's metric on one side, standard on the other. $1.95 at Walmart. Real easy for measuring the height of your stripes. Make sure you're nice and even. And I also keep primer in my pouch. For back windows, number of different squeegees. My 6-inch works good. On deep back windows, new body style Grand Prix. This is called a Titan. They run about $10, $15. Most manufacturers carry them, or 44tools.com. Conqueror Conquistador, either one. This I really don't use much anymore. The gray tool, the Titan, and the black and white have pretty much replaced this. This used to be good for pulling the gaskets back or getting into the tighter areas. 12-inch black or white, it does have a little bit of an angle on the blade. For getting behind brake lights, you can actually temporarily bend the rubber a little bit to swipe down into a back window behind a brake light. Good for squeezing behind prior to laying your film or getting the water out. Being thicker, unlike the Titan, you can use the edge of it to get pressure using the rear deck to force more water. The shuttle here is used for real tight areas. New body style Malibus, they have a foam rubber dam at the bottom. You have to tuck the film underneath it. Chrysler 300Cs, very tight behind the brake light. If you don't have a lot of room, you don't want to take out the rear shelf, this is very thin and tucks right down and behind. This is known as the Bulldozer. It has a very slight curve at the top. This has been a godsend. They make an automotive and a residential. The automotive will slide behind a brake light, or new body style Grand Prix. If you get a finger all the way down at the bottom, you can actually reach and push and get even pressure on it to force it out. Brake light cleaning tool. If you don't want to take rear decks out, if this will fit behind the brake light, we can tint behind the brake light. Older body style Grand Prix, Ford Fusions, where you need to get behind the brake light, don't want to spend an hour taking out a rear shelf. You can slide this down in there, then with a bulldozer in black and white, you can actually squeegee the film out. This is actually an orange crusher squeegee on a home installation handle. This one has got some foam rubber, cast aluminum. A lot less wear and tear on your shoulder. You can get more pressure. It's not going to get into the lower corners of a back window, but it actually moves a lot of water real quickly. And you get more pressure using the Pro handle. Another one I don't use too much is called Slammer, or Slim Foot here. If you get fingers or small crease at the bottom of the back window, this is a hard plastic one and lets you get the pressure on the back window as well. I mean, primary tools for back windows. These four would be the must. Titan, shuttle, Conquistador. They're nice to have, they come in handy on occasion, but if you're going to tint, there's some basic things you're going to need. There's also a little bit of 220 wet sandpaper. As your squeegees start to wear, run them across the frosters. They'll get little bits in them. They make fancy sharpening tools. They keep taking the edge off or sharpening it. If the squeegee starts grabbing the back window when you go to squeegee it, scuffing this a little bit, take the ridges off and let it slide more smoothly. Also, you can use this for sanding down the dots. Older Mustangs, the film will have a hard time sticking to it. You can actually wet sand the dots a little bit, and that will help the film stick to it better. For customers who do complain about the film not sticking to the dots real well, or the hazy pattern, I carry a little bottle of clear glue. You can buy a stick, clear glue sticks. Just a little bit of this, squeeze it into the dots, and it makes them look more uniform. Heat gun. A lot of people buy cheap. I use a Snap-on heat gun. It is adjustable heat. The reason I buy the better heat gun is it maintains proper temperature better. The cheaper heat guns will eventually start to pulse heat. Inside them they have a thermal regulator. When that starts to go, it'll start pulsing the heat. You get a little starburst pattern when you're shrinking the film. This one either works or it typically will not work. It's actually a better regulator. It's going to last you a couple of years, but yes, they're a little bit more expensive. Through Snap-on, Matco, Mag Tools, these will run you about $100. Occasionally we all do make mistakes. We have a black paint marker here. Most manufacturers offer them. Walmart, Myers is actually one that comes out with black ink. Even a Sharpie pen will look purple when it's thin, or the opaque markers you buy online typically look purple. This actually comes out in a true black color, $3.57. If you're going to tin, you always want to carry spare blades. I always carry 2 boxes of blades with me. When one goes out, I order another. That way, you're never without them. Once your blade goes dull, you'll start scratching glass, and it'll cost you a lot more. For cleaning back windows, we have a couple different ways to do it. A lot of people still use steel wool. Steel wool can leave metal particles. They will actually start to rust after a while. Synthetic steel wool has become real popular. These can be ordered online. The white ones are real fine that do not scratch glass. The blue ones are a little bit more aggressive. If you have older vehicles, corroded defroster lines, real dirty back windows, it's nice to go over them with this. The red scrubby pads will scratch glass, but for dot matrix, the black borders, black frits, if the frit is old, car is old, and it has a white haze to it, this will take that off and allow the film to stick. Especially older Fords, the film's not going to want to stick to the black frit or the black border. It'll start to fall down before it dries. Scuffing it with a red scrub pad will take care of that problem. Painter's tape. A lot of people don't tape their gaskets. I don't tape all gaskets. A lot of the foreign cars and most of the new cars have just rubber seals around the door windows. Older GMs, older Fords that have the black felt, the painter's tape will actually stick to the felt and keep the contaminants out of your film. Being a painter's tape, it's not going to leave gooey stuff all over the car like some masking tape will or duct tape. I prefer the blue because on older Impalas, Grand Prix, where you have to go way deep into the gaskets, even the new Liberties, I'll tape them off and I can tuck the film all the way into the gasket, see how far I am in so I can cover the light gap and not pick up any contaminants from the felt. In 20 years, I've never been able to get felt clean to keep the stuff from sticking to it, my film. Whether you use baby powder, dryer sheet method, I use baby powder for shrinking my back windows. Little travel bottles you can pick up for $1. They can last up to 6 months. And I have the cheap little white gloves. I also do open flame method. After burning my hand a number of times, I prefer using a glove when I do my heat shrinking. For a slip solution, I use Johnson's baby shampoo. A lot of window tinners will also use dish soap, Palmolive, Joy, Dove. Unfortunately, the degreasers and chemicals in there will attack the adhesive, causing the adhesive to fail, or put a rainbow effect into it, causing it to fade and turn purple quickly. Johnson's has no phosphates, no nitrates. My rule of thumb is if I can squirt it in my eye, I can squirt it in my film bottle to apply film with. For application, I like the 2-pint sprayer. Typically run at high pressure, has the adjustable nozzle, great for wetting things down, flushing the back windows. Depending on the type of car, some windows or temperature, humidity situations require more or less soap, makes it easier to change. If you're stationary in one shop, they do make 3-gallon pump-up sprayers, or you can even buy the pressurized ones. You can fill it once and you can run all week with it. Just a matter of measuring your soap with, in order to get an accurate slip with your soap. The chamois I buy, I've had people call me back and say they don't like the chamois because they grab film. I bought a new one here called a water spray. It can be purchased through Vesco. They are synthetic chamois. Some brand new chamois will grab the windows when you go to squeegee them if you're using a hard card or a squeegee. That's why people use paper towels. The water sprite will not do that. Or if you have detailing done in your shop, after your detailer's chamois gets old and it starts to fur up a little bit, then they work great for window tint. If you don't do detailing in your shop and can't get a hold of a used chamois, water sprites work great. I carry 2 torches. The big one here I primarily use for open flame shrinking of back windows, especially in wintertime in Michigan. If the car is cold, you have little fingers when you're done. It's real quick and easy to warm the glass up. You knock the fingers out. It takes about 3 seconds with open flame to get the glass hot. You take the fingers out. It takes about 10 to 15 seconds per finger with a heat gun. Also on unframed windows, newer Mustangs, BMWs, Mini Coopers, cars where the windows will roll down an inch when you open and close the door. Wintertime, I'll take the low torch and I will heat the windows up to get the film to tack up before I ship it. You can tint the car in an hour, but all of a sudden you go to deliver the car, the window's going to roll down when you open the door and you can rip it off. By heating the glass up before you deliver it, it'll prevent that from happening as well. The mini torch is a blessing to carry with you. Flip lines from your doors. If you're going all the way in, the gaskets on older Malibus, Impalas, Grand Prix, newer Liberties. If you're going all the way in, you probably will get little flip lines in the gaskets. When you get outside or when you're done with the window tint, 3 seconds on a flip line mark and you can wipe it out with a gray tool or a yellow diamond tool. Okay? Especially if you pull a car outside and a little finger pops up, it's nice and portable to check your car before final delivery. Those are the basic essentials you need. And actually all the tools together on this table, well, if you take out the light and the heat gun, there's probably under $100 into it. The heat gun, yes, is about $100, and a good light will run you about $150, $160. But definitely worth it.